It also works for first aid. I can just pass it along to characters and have them making proper level bandages. Okay, so now we have gone and gotten all the quests, and so now we're ready to actually do the instance itself. Now this instance actually breaks down into two halves. Well, three halves if you really, well, three halves, three parts if you want to be specific, but two parts that are worthwhile. Part number one involves opening the gate here. In order to do that, you have to go to 3 ziggurats and kill everybody inside them, basically unlocking the ziggurat. Okay? That opens the gate. Part 2 involves fighting in the Slaughter Square area. There's a lot of stuff that happens there, and it's a series of fights, one after the other, that you have to deal with. And then if you really want to consider a Part 3, you go inside the building and kill the Arias. So I usually consider it a two-part instance. Part 1 is running the gauntlet and getting the gate open. Part 2 is doing everything on the other side of the gate. Okay? Now, there are a couple of hidden bosses. The Blackguard Swordsmith is summoned the same way that we summoned the Blacksmith in the last instance, by picking up the Blacksmith plants off the ground and then fighting the boss that is automatically spawned as a result. Banshee essences you'll get as you kill your way around the bases of the ziggurats. It's impossible to miss out on either of those quests. The instance is designed so that you will guaranteed 100% get the Banshees just by going around having to open up the ziggurats. Unlike the other part of the, or the other instance, there is no trap area in the normal Stratholme. Okay? All the gates you can open as you get to them. Here are in the gauntlet. So let's get started. We're going to start by clearing off these guys over here. Supply crates, again, they have the holy water that we've been looking for that other quest. There's one of the Banshees down, there's another one of the Banshees down. See, 2 of the 4 Banshee essences are only done basically one group of kills. This damn keyboard is just as bad as the other one, just not letting up being problematic. Here's the 3rd Banshee, let's get rid of her. Grab her essence, that puts us at 3 of 4. Now I'm going to come up here and we're going to open up the blacksmithing plans, which summons, as I said, our rare He's a Tank and Spank. There, now he's just a Spank and Spank. Taken care of.
I put it in the wrong slot.
You put it in the wrong slot?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to put it in the right slot?
Yes.
Go ahead. We're just going to quickly disconnect our keyboard and then reconnect it. I didn't know there was a right or wrong slot for that.
Yeah, there's...
It's responding much better, I'll tell you that.
This one, these ones here
Yeah.
are just for when you're getting information up stick.
Like hard drives and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we've cleared the area here. We only need one more Banshee essence. It won't be hard to get. Now we have to open up the first of the 3 ziggurats. And each ziggurat is guarded by a boss. I believe the bosses can fear you. I could be wrong about that. Okay, all you have to do is come in and kill everybody inside. And then you get an announcement that says this. An Ashari crystal has fallen, sacred Lich King, my brother, and attempt to resummon it. Okay, so what that means is that we're fucking them up. We're screwing them over. We're taking down these idiots. There's another Banshee. Take her down. Whack. Alright. Okay, so now, the easiest way to do this is to actually go around this way. Doesn't matter which way you go around. In fact, it's completely up to the tank of your group. assuming your tank is your leader. Some people will leave the leading of a group to being a healer, which is fine. A healer is an adequate leader of a group, but the healer is not the one who pulls your mobs. Now, because I'm used to playing the game as it was originally made, I'm more likely to make a tank a leader of a group, simply because I still believe that the tank should be the one who dictates the entire instance run. Tank is the guy who has to get shit done. Tank is the guy who has to know all the encounters, because the tank's the one who has to pull and hold aggro. Tank's the one who has to pull around corners in order to make sure that nobody's getting hit by long distance, you know? Alright. There we go. Tank has to pull around corners specifically to keep themselves safe from ranged magic users or bowmen. But it's usually ranged magic users that are the problem. Alright. So another one has been destroyed. Dun, dun, dun. Slay the invaders, or intruders. That's me. I'm the intruders.
I didn't know there was another one of you.
There might be. Now this could be a trap. I don't know. They've actually put a rat trap in this instance as well. They have. Look at that. So there's one on each. That's kind of cool. It might be that I've forgotten. It might be that it's new. Okay, you can open now. Thank you. Alright, we're heading to the third of the ziggurats now. Now, of course, you're going to be clearing all this trash crap, because you're not going to want to get feared. I can't remember if the Banshees fear you. They might. In fact, I think they do. But I'm pretty sure some of these bosses at the tops of the stairs do as well. Either way, you're likely going to be clearing almost all the trash around here. Okay. That was an actual quest advancement, because we've gotten through the gauntlet. There we go. Okay. So we've technically destroyed all the crystals. And now it's about heading in and trying to take care of real business. Again, I'm not killing the trash mobs, but of course I'm level 100 and I can sneak my way around without having to kill them. So I'm taking advantage of that ability and only killing when I need to kill. Ah, here's the magistrate. Now the magistrate used to drop, or he still drops the item. It's an item that's no longer of any use whatsoever. It's the key to the city. Master key to the city of Stratholme. Now, what that actually is the key that opens up the service entrance that we just came in. So the only way you can now, I'm trying to remember how the heck you get that if no one in your party had ever done so. I mean, somebody had to be the first one to get the key to the city. I'm not entirely certain how on earth that used to work. But since there's no such thing as attunement anymore, you don't have to worry about using that key for anything, therefore it is just a garbage item. Okay, so we've headed out of the first part of the instance, and we're now in the second part, as you can see. Or the second part by my specific terms. And now we have to kill all these abominations. Okay, each one has to die.
That spade isn't ready yet. That's too recharged.
I'm trying to tell why it's giving me a double count on each one. Counting each one for 2. That's weird. That would be a bug. That would be your typical Blizzard bug. In actuality, there are exactly 9 abominations here. I don't know why on earth it's allowing me to get by without killing them all. I doubt that the actual, yeah, the door's not open, so it's meant to be run the same way as it's always been. Door won't open until the last one's down. See, there we go. And then Ramstein comes out, and Ramstein. So now the door is open to go into the inner sanctum, but you still have to fight some stuff. First, you have to fight Ramstein. Then you have to fight a literal wave of ghouls, and then you have to fight the guards. So there goes Ramstein. He's basically a tank and spank. Now this is an interesting little situation. These guys come running in, and there's a lot of them. You can actually probably get down that pathway if you really wanted to. A lot has been made on YouTube of what is down that pathway, which is, I don't know if it's still there the same way now as it was, but it was an old version, an old placeholder for the original Nax Ramas instance. Okay, so the ghouls are down. Now we've got the black guards. They come out, 5 of them. 1 for each party member, basically. And they're down. And now we can go in and kill the final boss. There he is. Can't remember if he's just a simple tank and spank or not. Let's assume he is, or was. Now that Stratholme achievement actually requires you to kill both final bosses. The final boss of the service entrance and the final boss of the main entrance. Okay, so even the game is technically considering Stratholme as only one instance. A first half and a second half. But it's never been one instance, it's always been 2. Just in case anybody's interested in knowing that. Alright.
Greetings. See you
Turn in all
around.
these quests. Too bad we can't use that portal to go anywhere, huh?
Be careful.
What's on your mind? Be good.
Alright. So the instance is done. Which is technically both instances. Now this gate looks like it's still open. Let's go see what's down here. Ah, it's another exit. Although technically it's not. Now, used to be, originally, you can see that that's a green swirl. It used to be that this was the way into Nax Ramas. At least that was what was planned to be. And so that is actually a raid entrance. A raid instance entrance there, but that's not what's been done. Nax Ramas got moved to Wrath of Lich King and is now floating over Dragonblight. We'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, so that takes care of both of our first 2 instances today. Our next instance is Sunken Temple. So what we're going to do is we're going to deliberately hearth from here, and we're going to go to Warspear, take a quick trip to Orgrimmar, fly to Gromgal base camp, and then we're going to use a flight path to get to the Sunken Temple. But for the purposes of editing, I'm just going to let the wife edit it here before we head off to our next instance. And there we go. So, hearthing to Warspear.